on since I've been to the studio, and a little bit of hiatus, but that's okay. I am back. Happy New Year to everyone. 2025 is starting off okay, I guess, right? But let's get into it. We're a few minutes late. I do apologize. I had some technical difficulties on my end, but now we're up and running. I am at home. You guys are going to see me doing my shows live at home, probably up until the end of March or April for a little bit. And then I'll be actually back in the studio. So I can't wait to see our new studio. We remodeled, actually, we moved. And so I can't wait. Absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait to get back into the studio with you guys. This evening, I have my guest, none other than DJ Intense.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
you all have seen him. He's been on WJZZ a while back. I've interviewed him on several of my other shows. And one of the top, for me, one of the best DJs that's out here. He plays anything from house music, R&B, you name it. He plays it. I like him for his house music when he DJs, and like I said, he's one of the top DJs here in the Detroit area. Please help me welcome to the Artist Showcase, DJ Intense.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's going on?
What's up? We got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
What you've been doing, since last year when you were on the show. We have a major announcement that we're going to get right into that I am so glad to be a part of. So yeah, let's get into it. So DJ Intense, we have an event. Or you have an event that's coming up. So let's get into that. Tell us a little bit about the event and then the date.
Okay, so February 22nd, which is falls on a Saturday. We are going to be at Cola's Restaurant Ultra Lounge. That's in Farmington Hills. Okay. So if you're driving, of course, on the right-hand side, it's on your left-hand side, of course. It's right next to Home Depot. Then you got a shopping plaza over there with different restaurants. It sits right there in the middle, so you can't miss it. It's across the street from the brand new, I guess it's BP gas station, so you'll see it. We're doing what we call the Ghetto Tech Experience. A lot of people been asking about Ghetto Tech, bringing it back. And we had a couple some DJs here in Detroit that's been doing it, but I wanted to bring it back and bring some up and coming new DJs, of course, that's been in the game for a while, and of course we gonna bring a legend such as DJ Fingers is going to be closing the show out. I got Marcus Harris, a.k.a. Nobody Famous, which is an up-and-coming producer, awesome DJ. Stefan he's from Detroit, but he lives in Atlanta, Georgia now, so he's coming from Atlanta, Georgia. Awesome. We got 902 Hype, and of course, my good friend who did my commercial, which is Mr. Entertainment, a.k.a. Dion. He has his own radio and TV station, so TV 68, and we so we wanted to bring that back when you went to the 90s parties dressed to sweat. You came in there, you dressed in your sweat gear, you went in there and you actually danced. So that's the whole object, is to bring the dance back to Detroit. Because if you go to Detroit now, you go to the clubs, all you see is this. Y'all see this phone? Everybody on their phone. That's all you see. The guys are not asking the women to dance, and the women are dancing by themselves. So we want to bring that back, and along with the, if God's will, the Jet Squad come and do their thing there. So it's all about having a big party and having fun. At Cola's, they got good drinks and food and stuff, and $15 at the door. You can't go nowhere in Detroit and pay $10 to $15 anywhere.
Exactly.
Nowhere. Nowhere. Y'all know downtown is almost like New York City. They didn't rebuild everything. So everything at the door is $25 and up. And you got to pay for parking downtown, where at Cola's you ain't got to pay for no parking. We got parking everywhere. Home Depot, we got the restaurant next door, plus and right there at Cola's. So it's ample parking. And we got security. And then you got the Farmington Hills police out there. So they don't play no games out there. Y'all already know what it is.
So come
So
legit.
yeah, and y'all already know what it is. Y'all know, don't come out there playing no games. Don't even try it
Yeah.
because they ain't for it, and they don't
So
care what
this,
color you are.
so this is going to be like super different. You got
Yeah,
DJs that battling each other. So they're going to be playing all types of music, right? As far as
they be playing ghetto tech music, but it's from different artists who came out in that era, in the '90s era. They
okay.
came out with different types of different songs and stuff like that. So it's not like a battle. It's just the DJs getting together. Everybody have their different styles of playing that particular genre of music. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying? So
right.
we know people from the 12 Tech Mob, Brian Jeffries, aka DJ Godfather with the small G.
Mhm.
You want to have like people like people playing Omega, DJ Assault, their stuff like that. So
Oh,
those types of records that was out in the '90s. So
yeah.
it's going to be fun. We're expecting a lot of people, and this is the reason why I asked to do this interview, because I want people to come out and actually see that
Oh,
the
yeah.
dance with Hot Nuts has not left Detroit. It's just
Right.
in a new era. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
Mhm.
just it's all about just bringing that party back. That's all it
Right,
is.
exactly. And this is going to be it's going to be really different because as far as I know it's never been done, and then I'm actually involved in it too and
Yeah,
going to be interviewing all of the DJs too.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's going to be really different. So everybody get a chance to see what they're about. I'm not going to stay on them for too long, interview them for too long,
yeah.
but yeah, it's going to be really, really different.
Hmm.
I'm so glad to be a part of it. I'm glad that you asked me, to be TMAC Productions, to be a part of it. And yeah, it's going to be hot. It
Yeah.
is going to be hot. I can't wait.
It's going to be hot. And if God's will, this be successful, then
Yeah.
we're able to do this once a month.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, my team, Elite DJs, who I roll with, we get together and we want to do some different things every month. We don't want to, the mistake that's been had about a lot of people that's doing things around Detroit. It's like they keep doing the same thing. They want to change the formula up. We know
Right.
you got the gig, but change the formula up. One thing about this business, and I'm not trying to get off track. I went to a nightclub and they was doing we knew that what they were doing every month, but they changed the scenery up every time we went. And that
Yeah.
made it more interesting to the audience to come back. We don't know what they're going to do, but we need to come back and see what's happening. So that's the idea. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that's the
Yeah.
idea. To bring that back. Everybody in their 40s and their 50s, but now it's
Hmm.
like, come on, man, we need this back. We need this back.
Yeah. For
And
sure. For
that's the
sure.
whole idea.
Well, I'm so excited. And for those who are just tuning in, you're tuning in to the Artist Showcase on WJZZ Cool TV. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, and other social media outlets. Again, thank you for tuning in to WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. My guest this evening is DJ Intense. We just got through talking about the wonderful event that's going to be coming to Colo Lounge on February 22nd. And we're going to give that information again towards the end of the show. So in case you missed it. So DJ, so first of all, let everyone know who is DJ Intense and how did you get started in this business and in DJing?
I started in 1979 when I was about 10 years old. Okay.
Wow.
And I was inspired. I was always inspired by electronics and what they do and how they did it. I was always inspired by DJs in that era. How did they do it? What frequencies, channels, turntables. I was always, and my uncle was a legendary DJ on the North End at the Apex Lounge, and I grew up playing the drums as an instrument and different types of instruments, but in that, being at that age and being influenced, it's easy to be influenced by a lot of things. So I was really influenced by the DJ culture and
Mhm.
watching him for all these years. So watching him and being taught at the age of, let's skip all the way up to 15. And that was my first time ever DJing in a bar. My uncle said, "Hey, look, you want to get up there? I ain't no idea what I was doing, just getting
Mhm.
up there." And then I just, as they say in Hollywood, you get bit by the acting bug. Well, you got bit by
Yeah.
the DJ bug. So I got
Mm-hmm.
bit, and I was always interested in what DJs do. So that's how I got started. And then I started doing street parties, and
Mm-hmm.
street parties became to hall, cabarets and clubs and so forth and so on. And then it just grew from there. But
Wow.
I wanted to do something that was different because I
Mm-hmm.
seen a lot of DJs do the same thing. I said, well, hey, I'm just too active. I can't stay still. And I've always been like that since a kid. So I
Yeah.
wanted to do something to make the audience say, you know what? I'm going to see this guy again. And when
Mm-hmm.
people say that we're going to see him, we love the music. It's just your antics, what you do on stage. That's
Yeah.
what people are gonna remember more than the music. They're gonna
Yeah.
remember the performance, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. And when I see you, I remember first seeing you, probably it's been about maybe 3 or 4 years ago when I first saw you, and I believe it was at Cola Lounge.
Yeah,
And I was just so blown away. And, you know, I can't even put you in the category with Bruce Bailey and them because, or Tony Foster and them, because they're, I mean, they're their own league. They're
yeah,
their
yeah,
own,
yeah,
thing. But and they all play house music and things like that.
yeah,
But you have so much energy when you're on stage, and how you do your mixes. You remind me of some, because you started so early. You still have that old school, the scratching and things like that. Because we talked about that
yeah,
a few weeks
yeah,
ago.
yeah,
How I went behind the stage was kind of trying to see how you do what you do.
yeah, yeah,
And so you're just so unique and just different from all the rest. And that's what I like about you, is that you stand out. You separate yourself, from the rest. And I'm not saying that Bruce Bailey and Tony Foster and L. Alster, they're not great DJs, because they are. They
Oh,
are
of
very
course,
good
no
DJs,
doubt,
and
no
I
doubt.
love them to death.
Yeah,
But everyone has their unique style.
yeah, yeah,
And when you're on stage, you just bring the energy. And when I see you dancing on the stage, you're not just standing there, you're just full of energy, and it's all over the place. And that makes everyone else, when they look at you, it makes them want to get up and dance too.
and that's the whole thing. Tanya, is to get the people involved in what you're doing.
Hmm.
Most, like, respect to Bruce, Al, and Tony Foster. Them guys know how I feel about them. It's no hatred. I want to put that out there before people start saying things. I got love for all of the house community,
Hmm.
all of them. Just we do things different. That's it. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Hmm.
I wanted to be. I separated myself from what they were used to seeing, and no disrespect. I wanted to do something that was different. I wanted to these people to see, like, wait a minute, these people come spend all this money to come see us. You understand? And
Hmm.
I felt that the audience was being cheated. I
Yeah.
got to give them something. And when I
Hmm.
started giving them something, they like, oh my God, we've never seen a DJ dance and play the records and do all this. That's what they're gonna remember. That's the
Yeah.
experience. That's the experience.
Exactly.
That is the experience.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's what I do. And I'm not going to change that because some other cats, they think different, but I'm not going to change it. I want people to come when they see me, they're going to remember it. And this is why I still get called and get booked today. People
Exactly.
don't want to, okay, the music is cool, man. We love what you're doing. You make us want to dance. That's the whole
Mm.
object. It's the whole thing.
Do you remember your very first gig that you did? Doesn't have to be professional. Like,
The
remember your
very
first
first
gig?
one, it was in 1990. We, I want to say 87, 80, 90, 91. Because
Okay.
I was a dancer too. So
Hmm.
92 was actually the really very first DJ gig, like gig. And we did this for people who, it was a Christmas party. And these people, all they did was just go to this particular restaurant, eat, and that's it, and go home. They
Hmm.
wanted entertainment.
Hmm.
So me and my friend of mine, we started a DJ company. It was going well. But I remember this one lady, she came up to me, she said, this is for real. She said, you stand out from the rest. I said,
Hmm.
what do you mean? She said, because your energy is what's selling your group. You
Hmm.
understand? the energy.
Mhm.
Like we know you know how to play records, but your energy, we see it. We
Yeah.
see it. So I thought about that all these years. I thought about it. That's when I started really start being very active behind the decks. And I get that much respect to Alan Esther. Alan
Mhm.
Esther, this is who I learned from him and Terrence Parker. Them
Mhm.
two. Alan Nestor, great DJ. I call Alan Nestor a musicologist because he knows his music and he
Yeah.
knows how to play it. He understands
Mhm.
it. I
Mhm.
got that from him and his energy.
Mhm.
In his
Mhm.
energy. Terrence Parker, I got from him because Terrence was scratching house music. That was unheard of.
Mhm.
He was doing tricks and stuff
Mhm.
with house music. So them two I credit, besides God, them two I credit a lot because they were the ones that really inspired me, my style. And
Right.
hey, look, DJs, we steal from each other. I
Mhm.
took that from them and just incorporated and made it my own style.
Yeah. We going to the clubs now, and we were we were talking about the different DJs and things like that.
Mhm.
And Bruce Bailey and all them, they've been out for a very long time, since
Yeah.
probably since the 90s, especially when I was introduced to house music.
Mhm.
Um, what do you see different as far as the newer DJs that are coming out? You know, um, when it comes to house music, I see the same DJs,
Mhm.
but I don't see too much of the newer. I see one or two other newer DJs that play house music are different. But why do you think that? Why do you think is that? Is it because we have I don't want to say the OGs, don't give them any, don't doesn't give them a chance,
Well,
to go into the clubs, or I mean, what is it about
that,
that?
that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked me that. You have some of the OGs are literally not trying to give some of the young talent that's coming up a, a chance. You got some that will, very small percentage that will. Y'all see this? Very small percentage. This right here is the bigger percentage of the OGs that do not want to bring up the up and coming talent. Why? Because the up and coming talent now have more things. Listen, pay attention, y'all. Technology, artificial intelligence, which has been around since the 1950s. Now you can do more things now with this technology today and mix and whatever you need to do better than the OGs has been doing it. So what
Mm,
the OGs is afraid of is, okay, I got this young cat 23, 24 coming into the nightclub, killing it. And he ain't got to do that much work. You
mm,
know what I'm saying? The OGs, they get scared because they know if I'm
mm,
making $500-600 a night, here come this young cat gonna come in and kill the game, gonna take my job. Club owners gonna know that the young cat gonna come in here and do it for less money. That's number one, and
mhm,
do the job better than them. So now the OGs they get like kind of like, okay, I need to block this guy from trying to come in and take my spot. You understand? This is
yeah,
why some of the OGs don't want to bring the up and coming talent up because they're afraid. And this is what
mm,
I talk about all the time. And I get a lot of slack, and I get a lot of backlash from the house community, but they know it's true. They know
mm,
it's true. And they get, and my thing is I'm not a hater. I don't care because I'm not doing this at no 60 years old. You can hang that up. I'm done. My job
right,
is to bring the younger cats in and try to guide them and make sure they don't hit the road, the bumps that I hit when I was coming up.
mhm,
That's the
yeah,
whole idea. That's why
mm,
the OGs won't kind of you know bring them up. Because they're afraid. Trust me, I
yeah,
know. I've been in the business
yeah,
for years. They're afraid.
mhm,
That's the truth.
mhm. But you would think that if there's the up and coming, you would think that they would like to have them take them under their belt. You know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
and teach them. You know what I'm saying, because what's going to happen when they're dead and gone? Not saying the house music is going to go away, but we won't have those great DJs. So you would think that they would take them under their wing, and show them. You know.
Well, that's the thing. You would think that they would.
Mhm.
Like I said, small percentage would. but a lot of them won't, because a lot of OGs are very selfish, and don't want to do it. They don't. Well, man, I ain't got time. Oh, okay, but these kids got time to go in the record shop and buy your records that came out about 25 years ago. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if the
Mhm.
kids got time to go in there and still patronize, what you put down on wax, why can't
Mhm.
you take time out to show these young kids what's happening?
Exactly.
That's why I give a
Exactly.
shout out to my man DJ Jungle. He got his school on the east side, and he's showing these younger kids, but he's also telling them the business side of it too.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And that's a very good thing that he's doing that, because it is tough. It is very competitive.
Yeah,
Is in anything that you're doing, entertainment, it is competitive,
yeah.
and you really have to stand out from the rest. You got to be doing something to stand out for the rest,
Oh, of course. Oh yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Oh yeah.
step back a little bit and talk about the equipment. Oh my God.
Hmm.
So, we talked about that a few weeks ago, and I'm a cousin of Jeffrey Mills. Everybody knows Jeff Mills as the Wizard from
Yeah.
95.5 or 93, 93, but 93.1,
He
93.2,
was Jeff Mills started on WJLB.
Yeah.
He was on WJLB, and then Jeff Mills. Yeah, when I started listening to him was 1986. I started listening
Mhm.
86, 87, 88 when he was on JLB. Then from, of course, Gary Chapman took over from there. But I was
Yeah.
always a fan of Jeff Mills, the Wizard.
So
I was a
the
fan of the
Wizard,
Wizard.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what
So
I was
you're
a fan of. Then I became a fan of Jeff Mills when he started getting into techno.
Yes, yes, yes. And he still does it. Shout out to
Yeah,
my cousin Jeff Mills. Hey Jeff.
absolutely.
Hey
Absolutely.
Jeff.
Absolutely.
Yep. But yeah, big fan. Um, looking, even not trying to, pat my back or pat his back, but it's just, starting off and looking at the equipment that he had back then in the late 70s, early 80s up until now. Things have just changed
Oh,
tremendously.
yeah.
I mean, I look at you guys when you guys come into Colas in the club. You guys got all these suitcases, but there's like big, large
Yeah,
luggage, right?
luggage, cases.
Stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's different? We know that technology gets different, more different. But what's different from what you guys used back then than you do now?
Well, back then, we was carrying 10, 11, 12, 20 crates of straight up albums, records. And you carrying turntables in these cases. You carrying the mixer. We were carrying amps, fans, like actual fans, that the old school fans, so the amps and stuff will not get super hot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
did. Oh,
we
wow.
had to carry all that. So when I came up, we was carrying fans, amplifiers, my God, turntables, records, tables, all of that in the 80s. Because especially if you're playing outside, you gotta worry about the sun warping your records, all of that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
But there was no CDs, was none of
Right,
that. It was
right.
strictly records. Your needles breaking. You had to all of that. So versus now, you carry your controller. The controller got everything. Everything you saw us do on hand is already programmed in the controller. So you just carry controller, boom, 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 plug up into the house system. Boom, got your laptop. The laptop got your MP3s, wave files. Let's go. That's it.
Wow.
Versus today, 10 minutes setup versus an hour of setup. You understand?
Mhm.
But if you're a mobile DJ, it's almost like still like it reminds me still of the old days, to where I'm taking my case with my controller in it, my two speakers, and sometimes I have to take a table because 9 times out of 10 they don't have one. So it's almost similar to what we used to do back in the day, but it's quicker now because of technology. So,
Mhm.
you know, versus an hour now, it takes me about 20 minutes to set up and I'm good, ready to go.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
know,
And so now that, from what I understand, now there's apps now that you
yeah.
can do all that stuff too.
Well, they got what they call, I think it's one called No Request app or Request app, to where now you can take the QR code. Like I told y'all, it's technology. So if
Mhm.
somebody want to ask for a request, you can put the QR code on each table. They take their phone, scan it. The app will come up on your phone. You tap what you want to hear. It comes up on your iPad. Boom. And just look on your iPad, and that's it. Instead of somebody coming up there bothering you. And if they want to tip you, they can tip you straight through the phone, come straight out of your bank account. Yeah. Simple.
Wow.
Simple. Simple.
Isn't that something?
Simple.
It's almost like anybody could be a DJ.
Well, everybody and anybody can be a DJ now, especially with technology, because now AI has set in, and the AI now is just doing all of the work. And that's what the OGs, again, going back to them, that's what they're afraid of. These young kids learning how to use this technology and don't have to do what the OGs did back before I even came up. You know, you
So
had a lot of
if they're using this new system, why? So they wouldn't have to charge much either.
Well, you know, when using this new technology,
because they ain't doing shit, right?
They ain't doing nothing, but still though, they still can command what they command. If they can still, if they have a name. See, people don't understand. In this business, they don't care about your skills. It's your name. If your name is going to draw those people, that's all the owner cares about. They don't care about nothing else. Look, can my Barbie pack? My food, I'm gonna make money off my food. That's all they care about. That's it. That's all. You know, they're in it for the money. They don't care about your skill set. Some of them don't even give a rat's about your skill set. They really don't. It's about if you got a name, if you're Louis Vega or Mike Dunn, you know it's going to draw people in there. You know, the bar that owner knows he's going to make money. They can fuck to high heaven.
Right.
They don't care. Don't make money. That's it.
It's the name.
It's the name.
It's all the name. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Artist Showcase here on WJZZ Cool TV. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other streaming devices. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Artist Showcase, WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. My guest this evening is DJ Intense. We're kind of discussing, well, I'm about to get into the pros and cons of being a DJ, but we're kind of discussing, the reality check of being a DJ, and discussing a little bit about his journey. We have an event, or he has an event that's coming up February 22nd at Colas, that we're going to give you that information later on in the set, right before we air off. So the pros and cons. So let's get into the pros and cons of being a DJ. So I'm sure there's a few listeners out there, young casters out there that want to, become a DJ. Hey, what's it like? So kind of give us the pros and cons of being a DJ.
The pros and cons. That's a good question. Okay, now the pros of it is being a DJ has some good advantages. Okay. Now I can speak, I don't know about everybody else. I'm speaking on myself. DJing in another whole different state has its pros, because once you DJ at one club and they see you and they know you can get down, it's the pros of it. Now you cool with everybody. You get free tickets to the club, you get free tickets to the parties. And I'm talking about to the parties, the party after the party. After that party, you get tickets all night. Okay, all night. You now, and the pros of you in a certain circle. You understand? So any party that pops up, I don't care if the most famous person come, you in. That's it. That's the pros of DJing. Period. The cons of it is, it can be. Oh, I just seen some really lot of nastiness. The cons, I'm trying to be really cool. Being involved in something that you don't want to be involved in. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. You have certain people, in the circle will ask you to do some things like, do some backdoor type of scam type stuff so your boy won't get on, stab him in the back type of con. That's the cons of it. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the ugliness of it, and I've seen a whole lot of that here in Detroit. So, and I just, when I was in Vegas, I didn't see too much of it. It's only when I came back here is when I seen a lot of it.
Wow.
And it happens today, regularly. And I know the guys that do it. I'm not gonna say their names. They know who they are. So that's the cons of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
With the
That's,
pros of it, you're a DJ, you do good, you do well in this business, you're invited to the big dance, the big party. That's the pros of it. The
mm,
cons of it is being in that circle, so to speak, and you asked to do something, or you get, you hear people talking about each other, and it bugs me because we as black people, we still try to we don't want to see each other win. That's the con.
right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing about it. That's it. I
Yeah.
don't know how to put it no plainer than that.
Plainer than that, right?
That's it.
As far as the equipment, and someone wants to start off, they don't have that kind of money to, get all the nice equipment like you have.
Mhm.
What would you suggest to them to start off with, especially just to
Um,
put your foot in the door, get your feet wet?
if you're a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid that's really wanting to do this, at 16, 17, you're a teenager. It's all about, hobby. They don't know if they really want to do it as a career. But if you're, let's just say 20, 21, 22, and you really into it, okay? The first thing, and you can't afford equipment, first thing I tell every kid at that age, go to these pawn shops. You'll
Mm.
be amazed at what you see, especially at Siemens and the pawn shop on Greenfield and 8 Mile. The one to be on TV.
Oh
That
yeah.
pawn shop.
America's
Go,
America's Jury and
yeah,
Loan.
go
Yeah.
in there. And I'm
Hmm.
gonna tell you, I go in there every now and then, and you see people that pawn their stuff, and you be just simply amazed at what is in there. Instead of going on these websites first, go into the pawn shops, see the prices, and then
Hmm.
the pawn shops they'll let you test it out, cut it on, all that stuff. Now,
Hmm.
if you have, it's always good to have your parents invest in you too. A lot of us, a lot of us don't have that.
Hmm.
If your parents, got credit card, good credit, you can go on Sweetwater, go on these sites, and they'll actually give you you put a down payment on some equipment, and they'll ship it out to you, and you make payments like that.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is go to the pawn shops first. If that ain't working for you, then talk to your mom and your daddy, see if they willing
Hmm.
to do what it is to invest in your career. And if
Hmm.
and if they want to, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
So don't start out with the most expensive stuff.
Hmm.
Get something really small, what I'm
Hmm.
saying, and learn it, and then just take baby steps up to the higher stuff. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, everything now is technology. Everything's computers now.
Yeah.
You gotta have this up here, IT
Yeah.
and cloud. You gotta have
Mhm.
it because you can't be a dumbass and you don't know what you're doing. You know what
And
I'm saying?
and I was telling you the other day, that's just looking at your equipment. That's almost like you guys are engineers,
Yeah,
practically.
yeah.
Because you were showing me how, and I wish we had enough time to do that. And we'll have to do a whole nother show,
It's
just
cool.
us, going behind the scenes and just really watching you do what you do, and
Mhm.
some of the equipment and things like that. But just this is the thing you were showing me as far as how the music flows into the other one, and how you pick your music. It's so unique. It's almost like engineering type stuff, right? But
Yeah,
how do you make that flow like that? How do you know what music to flow into the next one and make it sound really good?
that's an awesome question because, well, me, I can speak for me. Everybody have a different ear. I can speak for me. If I'm playing the track, one of my favorite house tracks is called "Never Fall in Love with a DJ."
Hmm.
That's one of my favorite tracks, and it has like a sample of, I don't know if I know a lot of DJs remember this, as a sample of this record came out back in the '90s called "Taxi Cab"
Okay.
by the Sons of Beatnik out of
Hmm.
Chicago. And that was like one of the tracks that all the DJs played in the
Hmm.
90s. Well, this particular record has that sample in it. And then it's just, it's a funky tune. And if you listen to a funky tune that's at 125 beats per minute, I'm I can tell you right now, my ear, if I'm hearing that type of, I know exactly what to play behind that. You would know. It just clicks in your head. You would
Mm.
know. You'll know if you playing a funky track, you got to come behind that record with another funky track. house tune. You have
Mhm.
to. You can't come behind that with some off the wall techno tune. You just it just won't
Yeah.
work. In my you just it won't
Mhm.
work. It won't work. Now, if you like me, I play a track like that, and I play something totally people won't even expect,
Mhm.
and I can make it work
Yeah.
and make it sound like it's one record. That takes skill set. It's a skill set,
Mhm.
and that's why we have on these boards all the type of stuff, all the technology, because we can make it sound like it's one
Mhm.
record. But back in the day, you didn't do that. You had to do, two records, and you just had to do what you had to
Yeah,
do.
'cause I'm,
You know, you think you froze up. Hello.
pulling out the records, and I'm like, oh my God, how do they know which album to
We,
put
you know,
out
it, we,
to put on the turntable?
you'll know, you'll know, because it'll come to you. You'll know. It's like okay, like women, y'all got the intuition.
Hmm.
Y'all just know.
Yeah.
Well, to a DJ, we just know. We just know. We know it'll pop. It'll pop in our heads. You'll see most cat. Well, back in the day, when I was carrying crates, I will always mark my
Right.
crates: house music, R&B,
Right.
ghetto tech, hip hop. So if you in a house, you doing house for the next 20 or 25 minutes, you stay in that crate. But me, again, always did something out of the norm. I'll take a hip hop track and mix it with a house track and make it sound like it's one record. So people just they get amazed because you're not sticking to the formula. You
Yeah.
understand? You're not sticking to the same old
Mm-hmm.
shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You coming out of that. You mixing hip hop with house, and you mixing ghetto tech with house, and you make it interesting to the people. Now you making them want to come.
Right.
That's a mistake most DJs in Detroit they make.
Mm-hmm.
They make that, and I've heard a lot of people that come to these clubs now and say, "Man, I know what this DJ get ready to play next." That's a mistake. That's a big mistake. You never want a patron come to your bar and say, "I know what this DJ get ready to play next." You don't
Wow.
want that. The element of surprise is something else.
Mhm. Right. Right. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. So that, but you know what? It seems like, when we were talking about mixing in the knowing what music or song to play next. So the technology
Mhm.
now makes it a lot easier than pulling out
Yeah.
albums in
Oh
the
yeah.
crates. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. It's a lot easier, and I'm glad you're going this way. A lot of DJs don't like the word easy. And let me explain to y'all what I mean
Okay.
by that. A lot of DJs get mad at the technology. Now, I was one of them back in the day that I'm a turntable head. I don't want none of this technology. Then I had my friend Gerald Mitchell from Los Amados was like, Reg,
Mhm.
you have to accept it. It's here.
Accept change.
This is what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's here. Technology is here. It's nothing you can
Yeah.
do. And I said, you know what, man? You're absolutely right. So when they start making it more easy for us as DJs to mix and blend, I took on to that technology, which I already knew how to do it without the technology. But I said, if it's going to make my job easier,
Hmm.
why not accept
Right.
it? A lot of DJs, the problem with DJs here in Detroit,
Hmm.
Michigan, is that, man, I'm gonna stick to the turntables. I'm gonna stick with with this. Well, so I asked the DJ this: if you're not willing to accept technology, I said, let me ask you a question. When you wake your ass up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Turn on the light. That's technology.
Hmm. Hmm.
You turn the light on. That's technology. Okay. They got to hook it up to a transmitter outside to make sure your lights work. That's technology. Then it goes back to DTE,
Right.
the big time. I've been to I used to work for DTE. I know
Hmm.
that's technology. Without technology, your light wouldn't come on.
Right.
I said, what's the second thing you do? You wash your ass. I'm just gonna be real
Hmm.
with you. Okay. Sorry, audience. And you get up, you wash up, you turn the water on. When you turn that on, how does each faucet know this is hot and this is
Right.
cold?
Hmm.
Technology. All of it technology. So why complain about technology? It's here.
Right.
We use it every day.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of DJs get mad at the synchronize button. Synchronize button means to lock in, ladies and gentlemen. They get mad at it, but it helps a lot of DJs lock in their tempos. They don't like that, but to each his own.
Yeah.
that's the problem I have. That's why the problem I have with Detroit DJs is they're not what some of us is not willing to accept technology, and they get very mad because some of us use it
Mhm.
and they think it's cheap.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. For
So
those of you who are tuning in, you are here with me, Tanya Michelle, the Artist Showcase on WJZZ Cool TV. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other streaming devices or apps. WJZZ Cool TV. We are the coolest station in the world. My guest this evening is none other than DJ Intense, one of the hottest DJs here in the Detroit metro area. Internet, I can say international now because you didn't travel to London.
I've been to London, and even I had some people here doubting me going to London. I literally put pictures, and I was showing everybody I was over in London. It was unexpected because actually I went on a trip, it's a family trip with my relatives, and uh, I believe I told some people that I got friends over in London that was
Mhm.
coming. So when I told them I was coming, London, see, the UK is so different from the
And that
US.
was my
It's
next
so,
question too. What's the difference
so
between
different.
here and the United States
Um,
from over
US got a lot of hatred over here. So much hatred here in the city of
there?
Detroit.
Mhm.
So much. Versus the UK, is there hatred there? It could be. I don't know
Mhm.
about it. But I was welcomed with open arms. And when I said I was from Detroit, oh my God, that was it. That's all they play over there is Motown. That's all I heard over there. And house music and regular music on the radio.
Wow.
Do they play hip hop? Yes, they do play it. But house music was the everyday music
Wow.
when I was over there. So I did my thing, and I did it for an hour because I wasn't expecting to do nothing. I was just, hey, then I was asked to go on radio stations. I was asked to do this. I was asked to do this. I was offered to even stay over there for another week
Wow.
at astronomical monies. But I had to get back to my job. So you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It was, you know, so the experience over there was none like I've ever experienced here in the
Mhm.
US. In the US, you get more love and outside of Detroit than you get in your own city in your own state. And those are facts.
Yeah. And I know they had to
Those
be
are facts.
excited over there too. You know.
Um, they were one I remember one person was like, "Oh my God, we have never seen anything like what you just did.
Mhm.
We've never seen it.
Yeah.
We they all English proper, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
And even the thug over there, English proper. You know what I'm saying? Never seen anything like this before in our life. How long are you going to be here? Oh man, you need to stay here for another week or two. Oh my God. It's just they love what you
Yeah.
do, and it's all races, black, white, Chaldean, Arab. Chaldean Arabs are nothing like the ones over here in the States. Different.
Wow.
Egyptian. You
Mhm.
got Indian, you got all walks of life over there. All
Mhm.
walks. And they
Wow.
love what you do.
That's got to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's got to be a great feeling.
Oh
You
yeah.
know
Oh yeah.
that
Oh yeah.
and you're making a name for yourself. Across the water.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yep.
And they love you. You
Oh yeah.
know. Yeah.
And
And I'm sure you're going to be invited back too.
yeah, I was invited back. Um, you know, I was invited back many, 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 many times because when I
Mhm.
came home, my inbox was full because over there your phone service is so different over there. So when you
Okay.
hit the page, everything pops up in your inbox. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Some messages
Mhm.
you might not get over there, but as soon as you hit the states, your phone lights up. So when you coming
Yeah.
back, are you going to come back soon? What would it take you to stay over here? You know what I'm saying? I was getting those types of
Wow.
messages.
Mhm.
And I don't say too much on the internet because a lot of people, people they like to hate. I be very quiet about it.
Yeah.
Very outspoken about our culture here.
Mhm.
But when it comes to, I don't have anything to prove. I've done it all. I've
Right.
done it all. And I wish I could have my friend on this interview because he could tell you, he could back it up what I'm saying. I've done
Yeah.
everything in this business. I've done it
Mhm.
all. So
Yeah.
I have nothing else to
We've
prove.
been in since the late 70s. So I mean, you've seen the old school, how the DJ, back in the day up until now, you know what I'm saying? And
Let me put it
and
like this. I don't mean to cut
that's
you
the
off.
cool thing about it.
Let me put it like this. I'm so old school. I was around with Marvelous Marv on
Mm-hmm.
GPR, Mojo, Rockin'
Yeah.
Reds, Captain Geek, which is Nat Morris.
Mm-hmm.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
I was around in them days.
Yeah.
WWB was hot when that hot. WGPR was killing the game back in the
Yeah.
late 70s, early
Yeah.
80s. So I was around in that era of music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
stayed around that. Then my brother was on the scene. So I
Okay.
got a chance to meet a lot of those people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I come up in that era. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's to see Mojo and Marvelous Marv and all those cats do what they do, I was really hooked.
Yeah.
I knew this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Well, was it much hatred back then when you started than you see
No,
now?
no,
I
no.
figured
Like
not.
everybody in the late 70s, well, I could say in 85, 86, 87. I remember I should go to my friend's house. He had 2 turntables. The mixer was kind of all right, it's kind of broke up. It had records everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
I would go over there and I said, man, look, I just started in the game. I said, I just want to sit here and watch y'all for hours. Come on, man. And then they just said, man, look, get up here and do this. And they was teaching me. One of the guys' name was Derek. I don't know his last name, but one
Mm-hmm.
of the guys' name was Derek. And he would say, man, look, just get up here, dude. I'm gonna show you what's up. You know how to play drums, hear the record, and I'm gonna show you how to catch the beat. And I would go over there every day for hours in their basement,
Right.
learning. It was no hatred because back in them days, they wanted to see you succeed.
Right.
I didn't start facing hatred until, like I said, till I got back here. And that was
Wow.
2011.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry, 2012 when I came back here. That's when I
Wow.
started hatred.
Tell us really quick, we're about to end, and I appreciate you so much for coming on to the Artist Showcase. But let everyone know, look at my little dogs coming in, visiting. Hey,
Right
Chanel.
on.
Really quick, let everyone know about the event and where it's going to be, just really, really quick. And then where they can get tickets, if tickets are going, or when tickets are going to be available.
Okay, so we're doing it old school way. So we didn't put tickets online. You get to the gig, you pay at the door. That's back in the day. That's what we're taking it back to the day where you come, back in them days in the early 90s, there was no internet at all. You pay at the door. You pay at the door, $15 at the door. It's going to be at Cola's Restaurant and Ultra Lounge. That's in Farmington Hills. You look it up on your phone right there. Okay. It's in Farmington Hills. We dress the sweat, ghetto tech experience. We taking it back to the old school, early 90s, when you came in and you just danced and you had a ball. That's the whole idea. The whole
Awesome,
idea.
awesome.
Whole
So
idea.
Ballad of the DJs, we got several DJs that's going to be there.
Yeah, 5 DJs going to be there, and
Yeah.
all the DJs got an hour piece. And like I said, it's Mr. Entertainment, aka Dion, my man Not On Too Hype, my man who's from here but he's living in Atlanta now, DJ Stefan. We have God, Marcus, aka Nobody Famous. Then Fingers. Fingers is going to close the show out. So
Awesome, awesome. So you guys, you got to make sure that you go ahead and make sure you pay at the door. Cola Lounge, February. That's Saturday, February 22nd. I am going to be there. I'm going to be interviewing a lot of the DJs there. So be sure that you check them out. DJ Intense is hosting this whole gig. He's putting all this stuff together. Yes, you are looking for sponsorships too. So hey.
Anybody that's out there that want to help us, I'm sorry. Anybody else that want to help us put this event on, sponsorships, hey, we open. Wanda Mack is hosting the event. She's going to be on stage hosting the event because Wanda sets the party off. So my homegirl Wanda,
Yes,
aka Magic Wand, will be hosting, being on stage with the DJ, of course.
Yes, 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 yes. I can't wait to meet her in person.
Yeah.
Known her on Facebook and wherever else back in the early 80s, late 70s. So yes, I can't wait to meet her. Can't wait to see you all there. So be sure that you're there. And I'm going to see you all next week here on the Artist Showcase. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Artist Showcase on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. DJ Intense, thank you so much for coming on to the show. We definitely going to have you back again. After the event, because we got to talk about
Oh
what
yeah.
happened on
Oh
the
yeah.
event and things like that. So I cannot wait. I will see you all soon, and I will see you all next week.
See ya. Peace, y'all. Thank you.